purchased your bus passes, your secondhand bicycle, or your new running shoes yet? Because that's how we're supposed to be getting around in the new low-carbon, high-tax Alberta of tomorrow, or even 2 weeks from now when that new carbon tax kicks in. Premier Rachel Notley even said so. Here.
It's not just a question of having a more fuel-efficient vehicle. It could sometimes be a question of taking a bus, walking, those kinds of things.
But I wanted to know, is the government really leading by example? Are they actually climate leaders? The answer, of course, is no, and all I had to do was look at a few government travel receipts to see exactly what hypocrites this government really is. Just about every travel receipt I found was an NDP, MLA, or bureaucrat taking the high-carbon travel option. But that's the thing, they can choose whatever they want. There's no incentive for them to do otherwise. We're paying for it all. Nothing trickles down to people who are able to expense their travel costs to the taxpayer. Look at these government travel expenses. It's parking receipt after parking receipt after parking receipt. They're all driving to their meetings in Edmonton and Calgary. No one is walking or taking the bus like Rachel Notley wants us to do. In fact, they're even expensing mileage for tiny little mileage charges, like $2 worth of mileage. Not only is this greedy, but it's lazy. Just get walking. Besides, how much did it just cost me to process these tiny claims? I looked all day, and I only found one person submitting an Edmonton transit receipt for the LRT. Just one. And one person submitting a bus ticket in Calgary. That's it. And these government employees and NDP MLAs, well, they're flying all over the province too, and not for far distances. They're flying to Lethbridge from Calgary. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw it. Ricardo Miranda, the NDP MLA for Calgary Cross and the Minister of Culture and Tourism, actually took a flight from Calgary to Lethbridge. Here is his receipt for parking because, of course, he drove to the airport. And he wasn't the only one. Another bureaucrat did the same thing. Do you know what the drive time is from Calgary to Lethbridge? It's like 2 hours. By the time these people get to the airport, park, and clear security, the flight is actually longer than the drive. But it's not about saving time or the environment. They're entitled to their entitlements, and that means jetting around the province. Walking or taking the bus, well, that's for the people paying for all those Lethbridge flights. And the cost of those flights to Lethbridge? Oh, about $600. By the way, there are buses that go from Calgary to Lethbridge all day, every day, for about $50. The NDP could be saving money and greenhouse gas emissions, but that sort of thing, well, that's for us to do, not them. Rachel Notley and her carbon tax general, Shannon Phillips, can expense their expensive, carbon-intensive lives to us, the taxpayer. So, of course, they are completely unconcerned about the impact of the carbon tax. You and me, though, that's a different story. We're paying for it all. The Climate Leadership Plan has no leadership. It's just a plan to take more of my money in the name of the climate that the NDP clearly don't care themselves about saving. If you care about that sort of thing. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn-Reid. It's just 2 weeks till Rachel Notley's carbon tax kicks in. And the NDP, they aren't leading by example, so why should we? Go to stopthecarbontax.com and sign our petition.